Purchase the Millionaire Savings Plan available on Amazon.com and BrokeGeniuses.com. Learn how to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle, get out of debt, save more money, achieve your financial goals, and live a better life. What's going on tonight? The topic is, why do black women don't want to talk about how broke they are? Okay, let me just kind of give you a rundown of kind of how this came to be about, right? So I got some time, to think about things. I'm recently just kind of had this year had some fate that put me in a situation where I don't have to worry about some burdens, some debt that I've had for a long time, and I have a little bit more financial freedom. And I was already planning on trying to kind of leverage real estate to take care of debts and stuff that I had. And fortunately, I don't have to worry about that at the moment. Now, that being said, it's just kind of like, I'm gonna be honest. This topic is like a portal that I'm kind of tapping into, and I'm opening up. I'm doing, I've already done research about this before, and this is something that is kind of a portal, like a rabbit hole to me, because I really didn't go down the rabbit hole of, okay, why are black women so broke? Why is that? Like, I really didn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the perspective of how I looked at it was kind of like men helping men type of thing, where basically I'm looking at it from a perspective of, I need to reach out to help other men like myself try to get back, get some type of financial track, some type of success in life. I already kind of like know that a lot of times it's a bridge that's filled with spikes and all of that type of stuff when it comes to trying to portray that message to women, primarily even black women, because a lot of times they think that they already know more than you, and all of this other stuff that is just a lot of head scratching, head space type stuff. So I really didn't zero in on kind of like the problems and issues too much of trying to reach them, because most of the time the women, they don't really come to my channel, and I have my reservations of why I think that. One of them is, I'm not really nice. I don't simp for women. I'll be cordial to a certain extent, but I'm gonna ask tough questions because I'm not trying to drive 100 miles or more to go see you on and have some type of YouTube romance. I have no desires for that. I use Facebook for that. But on a serious note, one of the rabbit holes and the portals that I went down with just glancing on TikTok is a lot of young, I mean, no older women for sure, hardly at all. Like, I mean, some what I find is that what black women are doing on social media primarily, as you can see it on TikTok, they're making a joke about them being broke. You see how that rhymes. So they're making a joke about it as to say that having a jovial, joking attitude about it is going to make a difference. This is why joking to a certain extent, it does not work in a sense where if you joke a joke about something, you don't take it serious enough to really take action towards it. That's why joking can kind of like a slippery slope. Like, I mean, I'm all for laughter. I'm all for comedy. A lot of this shit is, I mean, on an overall perspective, a lot of this shit is comedic, meaning like the stuff that people try to do, the levels that people try to go as far as to kind of make your life harder than what it should be. And all of that type of stuff. I ain't gonna lie, like I used to when I was younger, I used to be very like upset about like racism and stuff like that and all that. I laugh at it to a certain degree in my head because I know this person is, he has some mental problems, or this, whoever it is, they have. I know for a fact I have a full-fledged understanding in my wisdom with the gray hairs, the few gray hairs that I have, that's mental illness to a certain degree, and also weakness as well. And it's like when I see and hear weakness and mental illness, it is in my head. I just be like, I'll be kind of, knowing what I know is like, okay, what I'm saying, like. I'll be like, damn, this is tripped out, But the thing is that on a joking level, it's not a joke. It's not a jokey joke. No, 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 no. The thing is that when it comes down to it, when you take life serious and people know, because see, here's another thing about jokey jokes, old jokey jokes. Like when you're a jovial jokester, you know what people do? They don't take you serious. And they also be like, oh, I'll take advantage. Another person I can take advantage of, yeah. Like that's what they do. They like, oh, this person doesn't take life serious. Well, we'll just take advantage of her. Yeah, that's what people do. Like, yeah, no cap. It's like, okay, yeah, you just think life is a joke, huh? Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's what people do. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. Like, okay, I think it's animals that I didn't talk about in Animal Hierarchy series. I don't know if I talked about the coyote. I'm not sure. I might have. I would have to look at my videos. But one of the things that I'm finding about the North American coyote that is tripped out, right? I'm seeing videos that basically what the coyote kind of does, right? Because it's a lot of American dogs that's like, real sheltered and, they're family dogs and shit. So they're real happy and jovial and stuff. All of their aggressiveness is pretty much shrunk out of their body. And they're bred that way in many regards, right? So coyotes, are basically they're basically North American animals that are native to North America, right? And they're kind of like nature's way of getting rid of balancing out the ecosystem. They kill cats. Cats are not native. The American household cat, I'm a cat lover, but the American household cat is not designed to be living outside. They eat those. And also dogs that again are very, not aggressive. Family dogs is nice. They're nice to other dogs. They're nice to other people. So what'll happen with the coyote is that it'll come up to the dog a lot of times while it's on a leash, and that's just the this. I don't have no dog, and I'm gonna be honest, like I wouldn't want to have no dog just on no leash outside because you don't have a fence yard and all that. Like one of the things that's disadvantaging about that is the dog can't fucking, if it's in danger, it can't get the fuck away. So the dog usually, no, in some regards, like I saw one video, the dog might have been leashed up. You know what? The dog was not leashed up. It was in the backyard. It was in the backyard. And the coyote would come up to the dog like it's about to play, like it wants to play, and then it'll just start, just lunge at the dog and just start just tearing at the neck. And it's like, yeah, it used it. This dog, he's thinking maybe this is another dog. It's a friend, it's a buddy. I go to dog parks, I play with the dogs all the time. And yeah, this is just another dog that just wants to play. And then I just start gnawing at his neck, And it's like, yeah, you think life is a joke until somebody be like, okay, yeah, we got one. This is another guy right here. He's more serious than me. He's more serious than I am. And I don't know why my camera does that where it fades. Another homeowner, he bought a house that was pretty much complete, good condition, saved a whole bunch of money, did it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Team no mortgage,
Awesome.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is a side. I got a little bit of time. I know. I'll be having long live streams because I'll be talking about all kind of stuff. But I'm promise I'm gonna. I have not left the topic. I promise you, I ain't left the topic, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you, right? One of the things that I'm finding out, and it's related to this, I'm gonna cue up this video so I can be ready.
Saying, oh, women this, women that, the modern woman, this is.
Hold on. All right, wait. Let me get myself. So one of the things that basically I'm starting to have to really be cognitive of is it's people that do not like the fact that you don't have a mortgage, that don't like the fact that you know things about real estate and house hacking and stuff like that, especially during times like this where basically people's number one issue is housing costs and stuff like that. You don't want to be, you don't want people at work. You don't want the other poors to know that you're not trying to be poor like them, and you're going out of your way to not be like them, and you're not like them. Because to be honest, like people that do house hacking, people that have businesses and shit like that, they don't fucking work no job. Okay, I need, it's a method for my madness, and I've talked about that. I'm not going to address that or go into that anymore. But you know why most people work jobs and shit. But the thing is that just because I work a job, it don't mean that I do everything what everybody else do. So a lot of times people, this is what they do. This is another thing I'm noticing. People they follow a system. Like, we all follow a system to a certain degree, right? But they follow like what everybody else does. That's what most people do. That's what, black people are really bad with that. They almost like are communists where they follow what everybody else does. Like meaning all the black people vote Democrat primarily. They a lot of them simp for women. One of the reasons women act the way they do is primarily because men, they have countless numbers of men to basically solidify their behavior. And anybody else that is not solidifying their behavior, they got all kinds of names like you're gonna listen to now and all of that. Oh yeah, I don't talk to ain't no talky talk, man. Especially people that live next door to me. I stay out of their business. They pretty much stay out of my business. I mean, that's just not something I'm trying to do. And they don't need to know. Nobody is going to save you or help you but you. You tell people what's going on with you, they're going to use it as ammunition to basically, the goal will be to get your house. Be honest with you. They're gonna try to take your rook. Shit. You tell them anything about what's going on with you, like they're gonna use it. And it's like, to be honest, one of my neighbors, they got it's a couple, and they be going through it. They be arguing. The police, I think, be getting called, and basically the woman, she's extremely aggressive. I don't know if they married or it's a baby mama relationship. Basically, she basically dictates the relationship. Very, very masculine, gangster boo. Tells him, fuck you, you can leave, that type. But she really wants to do, but she does that to exert power. Like women do those things because they learn from their mother, other people to exert, that don't show any sign of weakness. There's certain women, I call these women hyenas, obviously. I mean, these women are definitely hyenas. I mean, I'm the one that came up with that, and everybody else, you know what I'm saying, they did what they did. But I'm the one that started talking about animals. If you notice, I'm the only one that actually has animal hierarchies and stuff like that. They talk about it, but they don't have anything in relation to that. So I'm the one that basically started all of that. But I don't, it don't matter. But yeah, I mean, you got two different types of hyenas. Basically, the reason why I came up with the term hyena is because I saw a correlation. I always look at nature. I learned that from the Egyptians, from Metu Nader, the book Metu Nader, because the Africans, they learn from nature. They learn, watching the stars and stuff like that. So the thing is that when I looked at certain people's behaviors, their like psychological behaviors and stuff, I related it to animals. And one of the things about hyenas that's unique is hyenas are matriarchy primarily. The female leads the clan, the hyena clan. So she also has a kind of like a male, like she has like a similar to a penis connected to her. And I was like, oh, okay, this shit really makes sense to me. But you have, okay, basically the king of a hyena clan is a female. Is a female. And I saw a lot of correlations with that. With a lot of women in America, primarily even black women in the black community. It's like, I'm thinking to myself, I always look for references to stuff. And nature is very good for reference. So, it's two types of women, just like I did in my hyena video. It's two types of hyena females. It's women that they actually are leaders, and they can run. They actually are female, like matriarchal hyena females, and then they breed and have pups and all of that. You know, they can run stuff. They can actually manage stuff. They're true boss chicks and all of that, right? And then you got women that are not. They pretend like they're a boss, and they're very masculine. They're very tough. They're very, matriarchal. They don't like to concede to men. They're not submissive towards men. They ain't even. They scream and yell at other women and try to shame other women to be just like them. And the thing is that those women they're not capable of leadership. They're not capable of being, let's just say a queen hyena. Let's say a queen hyena and a subordinate hyena. Most women are subordinate hyenas. See how cold I am? See, my game. I'm Beastmaster in this hole. Like I've been like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm, old. The 80s was a long time ago. I used to watch, you got to see, it's a lot of movies that came out. All you young pups, you Gen Zers, you younger millennials, you got to watch the old 80s movies. If you want to be cold, if you want to be wise and smart, and you want to motherfucking be, you know what I'm saying? You got to watch the old 80s movies. One of them is Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it. It was called Beastmaster. Like when you watch that, you understand what I'm talking about, So when it come down to it, like, yeah, I see this shit. And it's like a lot of times women don't really, another thing, a woman is intimidated by your intelligence. Okay, I'm highly intelligent. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I could look at a woman's behavior and tell what type of animal characterization she is. So this woman that lives next door to me, she looks decent. She's more of a subordinate type, because when she breaks up with him, I could see her struggling. I could see she's not, you know what I'm saying? She definitely needs to do. So what a lot of these women do is they run, they're extremely aggressive and they run their dude off. The dude comes back to them, all that. And it's like, yeah, it's not much you can do. I mean, because I guess you could even say the men, the hyena men, they tend to be, they actually are simps. The hyena males are literally like simp enforcers for the women hyenas, the subordinates and the queen hyenas. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of people right there. I mean, I just killed a whole bunch of people right there with that. I mean, I guess you could change your animalistic ways. I don't know. I guess you could change your behaviors. I mean, you could say, hey, at one time, I'll say this. At one time, I had to be a hyena male to survive. I had to deal with that type of shit. A lot of time I was quiet. Oh yeah. Ooh. Ooh, shit. And that's what I'm talking about, because that's what I was saying. So it's like when people because people, hear me, and then I do be talking in my job and shit. I be trying to get through to people. So they know I don't have no mortgage. Now they know Gary and all of that shit, but then I hit them with, okay, this one time, this is the last time. This is when I realized I don't need to be talking about shit like this to any fucking body. I don't need to be, because I mean, basically, most people are paying a mortgage. And the thing is that last time I was talking about it, see, a lot of times people always try to talk about Gary like it's just this dumb shithole that you don't want to be. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Gary, you can say in certain parts of Gary it is like that. But it also is parts of Gary that you could buy a house and you don't have to have no mortgage very easily. Gary is probably it's a few other places that you could buy a house and fix it up and have no mortgage. Now, Gary is not the only place that is like that. I post stuff regularly on my Facebook page and regarding all types of different topics and real estate. There are certain states that are very, very inexpensive. Indiana is one of, I think it's like number 3 or number 2 as the least expensive state for cost of living for real estate. Okay, I think Mississippi and Tennessee is one of those. I think like Missouri is on that list, is like low cost of living. Definitely. Michigan is a low cost of living, has a lower cost as far as real estate costs. So the thing is that they always hit me with Gary is, man, it's a lot to deal with and all that. Then I hit them with, okay, I heard the average rent cost is like what, $1,200, and the other. Okay, the average mortgage interest rate now is about 8%. Is going down to 7%. You know what I'm saying? And also, the average mortgage is about what, $1,500 a month. And then it's like they want to, it's just weird. A lot of times these people are mentally something up. There's something in the head with them. Yeah, Crocodile Dundee is another one of those movies. I saw both of those. Harvey and Markham, like Illinois. So it's like basically the thing is that they want to catch you outside, because it immediately goes into, hey man, let's meet, let's go, that's what I'm saying. And it's like I peeped another thing. They want you to go to a event with them, or they want you to catch you outside because they felt some type of way about what you said about the mortgage situation. They felt some type of way. People get offended, and you can't fight anybody at work. So it's like basically they want to catch you outside because they want to have that same argument, and they want you to be outside with them. Because you offended them, especially if you younger and they older, and they're like 10 years older than you, and you tell them, oh yeah, mortgage prices is $1,200, right? Or the average rent price is $1,200, and the average mortgage is $1,500, and the interest rate is about 8 to 7%. You hit them with those facts, and it's like, it's like, I do know what I'm talking about, but you probably didn't think that. Yeah, because and then here's the thing, like I'm getting that too. I'm dealing with that too. And it's like you realize, like it's like one of what I'm saying, the guys I work with, one of my managers or whatever, you realize, okay, why this dude is divorced, what I'm saying? Why he always act the way he act? Because he's under a lot of pressure, and what I'm saying, under a lot of pressure trying to pay that mortgage, and then he got all kind of personality problems, all kind of mental problems. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing that shit to work and trying to make everybody else's life, harder than what it should be. Creating workplace drama, you know what I'm saying? Because his wife left him, and he's miserable paying, you know, his mortgage by himself. And it's like, man, I ain't, you know, just because you don't like, you feel some type of way about that, you know, instead of you feeling like hating somebody, you should try to be like them. Nah, I'm no cap. I'm not like, I'll be goddamn if I hate somebody just because they saying something and I know it's true. That's why I don't like what they saying, because, you know, basically they got a reality that's based off of something that you really want, but you don't really want to have to deal with all of that stuff, maybe. But it's like, man, that's called being humble. That's called letting go your pride and your ego, and actually understanding, yeah, if you probably judging, you know, people judge people, and they just think a certain way about somebody, not understanding where somebody come from, not understanding, you know, what somebody had to endure, what they learned from what they had to endure. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just see the final person and they try to read you based off of what they see you. It's like, you don't know what the fuck I went through. You don't know how hard the shit I had to deal with in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people that actually, it's you have to get a mortgage. Even if you wanted a mortgage tomorrow, you got to go get one. You got to qualify for a mortgage. Okay, let's say somebody never qualified for a mortgage. Do you think that they should just say fuck it and just never buy any real estate, never do anything in regards to real estate? I mean, and just fucking just rent for the rest of their life? I mean, there's some people that absolutely do that because they follow the system. Okay, they follow what everybody else is doing. I'm not one of those, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't suggest any of y'all to be like that. It's all kind of ways to buy real estate. It's like a book. You can go download a book. You can probably Google that shit. It's YouTube videos. I done made videos on basically creative financing, all kind of ways you could buy real estate without a mortgage. They've been doing it before I was born, before a lot of people were born. They've been buying houses without mortgage companies. Honestly, in the United States, in Chicago, in the Chicagoland area, Illinois, in all different parts of the United States at one time, that's all black people had available was other ways to buy real estate, because mortgage companies would not lend to black people. That is a fact. That they had to create federal laws because basically the white establishment would not give mortgages to black people. They had to create the Mortgage Act, the Fair Housing Act, because black people were not given fair housing based off of them being qualified to get property, having even the cash to buy property outright. They were, basically told that this house is all of a sudden no longer for sale. They even had real estate covenants. You can find this out at your local county or town, city. You can find it in their old documents that they keep. You can see these real estate covenants where they were basically said right in the real estate covenant that this house should not be sold by any niggas. Just like that. So in order to get houses, Black people had to get basically seller financing contracts. Rent. This is where rent to own was really, really big, and a lot of them were shady deals. It was based off of some, bad contract, a contract not in good faith, that was basically designed for them to basically, whoever wrote the contract usually was a white property owner, so, or Jewish property owner, and so they can get the property right back in their name, and it was damn near impossible to pay off, so they had to like get lawyers involved and stuff like that were non-for-profit to help these people out, because it was just utter outright extreme, and that is racism. That is one of the reasons that I really talk about that. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it's no racism. It never was," even and all that type of stuff. But I'm not, whatever. Those people are suffering right now. They're not really making a lot of money right now as they used to, if you notice. But anyway, that is that was one of the reasons why people had to do that, because it was literally nobody was giving Black people mortgages. Okay, so I ain't never qualified for no goddamn mortgage, unfortunately. I just never, that person that never qualified for a mortgage, that's me. Unfortunately, I mean, I just never qualified for a mortgage. I've never, as far as I know, qualified for a mortgage. As far as I can think of, I've never, even during the mortgage collapse. But I'm glad I didn't, because if I did have a mortgage, then that might have opened the conversation up for me having a foreclosure. If I never had a mortgage, there's no way for me to have a foreclosure. A lot of people had a foreclosure in 2008. A lot of baby boomers, a lot of Generation Xers, they had foreclosures, and they had to give up their house. Now, again, I think also, okay, this is what the conversation is about. Okay, yeah, that stuff right here, and another thing is, like I said, this is a portal, because one of the things also, a lot of Black women, they really don't want to talk to a guy that knows more than them about money and is doing better than them and ain't really put up that much effort. For example, I think somebody didn't really like the fact that I was I was just meeting somebody or whatever, we just talking and whatever recently, and I was amazed by the fact that she worked a job for 20 something years. And I was just kind of like, I was showing my amazement by it. And I think that turned her off or something, or just kind of, she was taken back by that. And I think, I kind of think that she felt some type of way about that, because here's the thing, right? This is the thing about knowing about finance and knowing about real estate, not following, the herd, right? You can basically rise above very, very easily than everybody else, because you're not going for the bullshit. While everybody else eating shit, you don't get in the line to eat shit. You get in the line to eat steak or whatever. Like, basically, it's chess, it ain't checkers.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
You're not supposed to get in debt, especially, with, let's just say people that make your life harder than what it should be. You're not supposed to do that. They don't go out their way to get in debt supporting you. So why are you doing that to them? Why are you? Why are you? Why are you doing that?
Message.
Why? Just that alone, like the whole keeping up with the Joneses. Why are you doing that? That's one of the reasons that I empower financial empowerment. I empower people that empower me. People that don't support me, people don't have my best interest. If I walk into a store and they don't respect me, I walk the fuck out and I don't walk back in. Other people try to kiss other people's ass. They want to run up behind people and sniff their asshole, and all of that type of, you could say coonish behavior. I don't do that. My respect is it's reciprocal. If you don't respect me, I don't respect you. If it's fuck me, it's fuck you. And if that sound gangster to you, okay, I'll be that. But it's if you really look at it, it's like basically it is what it is. It is whatever however you think that is. It's just like that. Just like that.
That's one.
What?
And I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a lot of people that didn't necessarily tell me to said fuck me, but they told me fuck me in more ways than one. And then it's like that, it's like if you've been told fuck you, then you get cold, you get callous, you internalize that to be this person that says if it's fuck me, it's fuck you too. And it's like, pretty much I respect my money. I respect my hard-earned money. And, if you don't respect me, you don't respect my money. So it is what it is. I'm not about to kiss your ass, and it's like that. Now, I know other people, they have to deal with all of that, but it come down to, okay, you deal with all of that, and then you go out and get in debt, and then now you're forced to deal with that a lot longer. You're forced to really, involve yourself with that. I have still never left topic. Why do Black women don't want to talk about how broke they are? So this is the portal. This is the dust in this portal, right? This dust in this portal is these, all you trash bag dusties, all you, brokey brokes, is basically just very similar. If you learn this in psychology, a lot of time when children, when they are projecting their behavior onto other people, they're really crying out for help. So one of the things that I found out about this portal is basically, from what I know about statistics, as far as statistics speaking, and I'm going to get into that, basically, Black men still make more than Black women. They have more wealth than Black women. I've already talked about that in previous videos. And basically, this being independent, this modern woman feminism is causing a lot of them to be broke. Okay? That's the portal that I'm going down right now. This is where people are going to be very, very much offended, because this is the dirt, the tea that, no, they don't even want to talk about it. So I was scouring TikTok to find women, professing their brokenness, how broke they are, telling stories about them trying to overcome their financial failures or dealing with financial discrepancies, and also having basically living in the red, I didn't find anybody saying anything. I just found a whole bunch of young women and older women making a joke about it. That was their projection. That just, oh, I'll just make a joke about it. So I compiled a lot of videos to just hear. I want to hear them because I want to hear what they say about them being broke. Now I do scour the internet and scour YouTube, and I do hear broke stories from some women going through their financial conundrums. And what do you find is that these women are suffering in silence. Okay. You know, some people say, you know, winter is coming and all of that. Then some people say that, you know, basically, they say hoes is winning. They say, I guess they say all black women are hoes, I guess, but you know, that's Ramil says that hashtag hoes are winning. So I guess all of them, I guess they're all hoes. But I mean, I don't necessarily think all women are hoes. I don't have that vantage point in life. But the thing is that what I find out is that they're not all winning. that is absolutely not the case. They're not all winning. For every one woman that's Ebony K. Williams, a millionaire, right? Lawyer, right? And everybody knows how hard it is to be a lawyer. I was watching the lead attorney. Basically, the lead attorney said on his YouTube live stream with over 1,000 people listening that he had it at one particular time or another. He had to basically sniff raw to keep up with that life of being that job of being an attorney. And that's kind of one of the reasons why he kind of did a retirement, you know. I think he still takes cases, but he doesn't work full time as an attorney, as far as I know. Now, I find that brave of him to disclose that. But the thing is that, yeah, I mean, Ebony K. Williams was an attorney. She went to college, obviously, to do that. Being a woman is like an edge because women can get supported by men at any given time they want, if they so choose. As you see, the first video is She-Ra 7, Sprinkle Sprinkle Girl, basically advocating being a gold digger. That's all. That's pretty much the most of the nutshells what she's about, getting the gold. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So it's like, yeah, I mean, they're saying all of this dusty talk and all of this broke talk, that we're broke dusties, but we're doing better than them. Okay, I'm gonna get to the statistics, and the thing is that they're suffering in silence, trying to be independent of us. White men are not marrying them. They're only 1% as far as marrying out, so they're failed divestors. Okay, basically, the best that they can get is become breeders for white men and others. As that's how this country pretty much was. That's the history of, basically how the Europeans came over here. They brought black women to breed, be slaves. And basically, unfortunately, is that that's still, that's what's going on. But they can't just necessarily be deads. They have to pay at least child support. They have to pay child support at least. And they don't really want to do that, honestly. And not all white men have money, and also they definitely ain't marrying them. 1% marriage percentile as far as them being married to black women. So they divest, and basically they can't get married because marriage is a business contract. It's a transfer of wealth. If those white men have anything coming, the black women won't get it because they're not married to them.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
Oh, you didn't think I knew that? You didn't think, you thought I missed that, right? So yeah, the portal is, I say this, I'm pointing at you, but I got three that's pointing in my direction. I got three fingers pointing in my direction. I'm pointing at you, but I got three pointing at me. A lot of single mothers are in poverty. They would rather be in poverty to satisfy their pride and ego and deal with welfare and not really work, and basically kind of like a vow to poverty in order to not have to work so they can stay with the household, with the house, Section 8, food stamps, and get some child support if they're lucky. And they don't have to worry about working, and they get, housing, they get food, they get some money, So that's one of the reasons why it is a lot of single women that are on, it's living in poverty, because basically those women can still get their income is not counted. Like, okay, basically they're getting subsidies, which if you counted it all up, it would be like the equivalent of them getting at least $50,000 or more in actual income. You have to have that to pay for all of that stuff, at least. But they're getting housing, they're getting basically food, they're getting health care, they're getting basically subsidized with the guy that got them pregnant. So this is why they'll get you on child support no matter if you're an active father or not. So that, but in order to get all of that, they have to not work as much and make that much money, because if you make over a certain amount of money, you won't get those subsidies. So that's one of the reasons why that poverty rate is so high. Because it's not like when people think poverty, right? Like, for example, it has been times that I've been literally in poverty. Like, as far as I didn't make over that threshold, that 11 grand or 13 grand a year. Yeah, I have some rough times. But the thing is that as a man, if you're in poverty, no children, you don't get anything. You are just like the word poverty, living under a bridge, living on somebody's couch or something like that. Whereas, okay, just because women are in quote unquote statistically in poverty, they still have the subsidies. And that is the reason why they don't make as much, because in order to qualify for those subsidies, you can't make as much. So, like, again, one finger pointing at you, three pointed back at them, because they're projecting the reason why they are so broke. They are very, very broke. Because a lot of their decisions that they make is based off of emotions, and it's not sound, consistent logic, consistency. It's based off of how they feel, if they want to go shopping, consumerism, buying clothes, buying shoes, getting a car based off of it being new, because also a lot of other women, they care about what other women talk about them and all of that type of stuff. Like, a lot of men do that too, but a lot of women are very self-conscious about both men and women, what they think about them. So the new car, the newer car with the 5-year, 6-year car payment, the the total package as far as lifestyle based off of credit cards, debt, because they're shopping based off of emotions. They're trying to fill a void based off of them trying to, shop. Single black female addicted to retail, Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? Like, that has a cost. And that cost is you being extremely broke. That's where that cost is. And that's where it goes. So a lot of times they don't want to talk about them being broke. For a woman, actually, is more embarrassing, and it is to a very much degree, for a woman to be broke, because you have something every man needs. Even women want pussy nowadays. It's more women that want pussy now than there's ever been a time in history. They got both men and women wanting them, and definitely men are definitely wanting women. And it's like, basically, they know, and it kind of goes there, like, it goes actually to hoes, to being a hoe that basically gets money, or a whore that gets money for sex. She's laughing at the broke chick or her broke friends, because she like, basically, a lot of them turn their other friends into whores, because they go make $500 in one night, and then basically they obviously have to give up a lot to do that. It's not just sex, but the thing is that those women know that too, and they're not trying to. They don't even want to give. They don't want to give certain guys their sexual access. They damn sure don't want to give it away to no random stranger, or no old man, or no crusty dude, or whatever, for some money, So they're not, all women are not, they don't want to really get into that like that. Now, a lot of them are being programmed by other women to do that on social media. It's social engineering and programming. When a lot of people are doing stuff, that's literally social engineering. It's literally programming. It's like what I said earlier, following the system. Now, the thing is that the whore friend, she's going to laugh at her broke friend that's struggling, working wherever, barely can pay rent, struggling, and then she's busting it wide open, and she's got a purse, she's got the lifestyle, she got a car, so that's appealing, but then it's a cost to that, and her friends know that cost, and that busting it wide open, it goes, it's a big cost to that, and then they ain't trying to pay that. So you got you got two sides to the coin. Then you got chicks that bust it wide open, and then they go broke because they can't control that lifestyle. Is you talking about soul? You going into mind, body, and soul. You basically your soul gets fucked up, trying to do shit like that. Like it's a lot of soul problems. Like It's metaphysical when you go into that type of conversation. But the thing is that a lot of what you find out is that these women, they're suffering in silence. They don't really want to talk about them being broke, them talking about you being dusty and broke and all of that is them covering up. It's like, why would you talk about me being broke and being dusty and you're broken dusty? You know, basically line item by item. Okay, what do you do? Okay, I do this. Okay, how much you make? How much do you have left over after taxes? Are you living check to check? Yeah, I'm living. You broken dusty too. Like when you really break it down, they're just as broken dusty as you are. Instead of the takeaway here is let's combine forces and let's help each other dust each other off and try to do something like our grandparents did. That's the takeaway from this. But no, people don't want, they're not, they're having a problem doing that because their mom, they tried to do it on their own and their grandma, and then that didn't work out. So now they're trying to be independent. This shit, I'm gonna tell you, I done seen this shit work. 2008. I always say 2008, but honestly, this shit's been rough. Rough. This goes into periods where it just gets rough. They start. You gotta. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta watch. I say listen to Tragedy and Hope. If anything, it help you fall asleep. Like it's certain networks, like they have control over this shit. And they run certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they, from what it seems like right now, they running some shit right now. And I'm telling you, you gotta hold on financially, because if you got any sense, any little sprinkle of financial weakness, that shit will be exploited, and you will be motherfucking, falling the fuck off, having to call your mama, your daddy, your grandma, grandpa to, I might have to come move in. You know what I'm saying?
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they're not paying attention to what they need to be paying attention to. A lot of times the situations like this, it's like the I told you so people, they start to get quiet and they start to, have a little look on their face. You know what I'm saying? And they start to be like, you know what I'm saying? I told you, you ain't want to listen to me. You just wanted to talk about relationships all day. Okay, and then a brother like me was trying to tell you, don't matter about no goddamn relationship when you broke as fuck. You on the goddamn bottom there. You're on the goddamn bottom there. Don't matter how much relationship prize you got down there. You fucked up. You fucked up. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm talking like I'm down on the fucking Georgia bluff. Like, ain't nothing you can do about it when you're down there. You're going to be fucking struggling, bro. Yeah. You're going to be struggling any way you look at it. You're going to be struggling. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying this for years. You're talking about relationship. You need a little money for a relationship. Yeah. Your shit got to be a little bit more stable before you can have you a relationship. That's what the fuck I've been saying. I've been saying this shit for fucking years. I took the Maslow's theory hierarchy of needs and I broke that shit down to the fucking poverty level, to the upper level, to show you why you're having the problems you're having with relationships is because you have not dealt with, these are basic needs. This is like this in the middle. This is basic needs. If you don't have a basic stability within at least here, you're, even if you do, it's still, you're still vulnerable and all of that financially. But if you don't have this solid, you don't have any savings, You don't have, income stability. A lot of people don't have income stability because you don't make anything outside of your job. All you do is whatever you do at your job, and that's it. Having one job is like it's like having a unicycle. I mean, like the tire bust, and then that's it. You just walking. Like you get let go. People get let go all the time. Then what? What are you gonna do? The average millionaire has over, I think they say 7 streams of income. A fucking ATM machine, a whole bunch of ATM machines, a vending machine, a business, a massage parlor. They have a spa. How much does it cost to start a spa? These are the things that, pretty much people like myself try to tell you, but you think some type of way because I triggered you. I apologize if I triggered you. If I talked about something that triggered you, I apologize, that I offended your soul. I hurt your soul because I triggered you. I triggered you to try to get you to see the light, to better yourself.
Message.
When I was in the military, you know what they used to say? When I was in the Navy, they used to scream in your face and cuss you the fuck out. Yep, in boot camp. And then when I got on in the fleet, I woke up late one day. I forgot that my alarm didn't go off. Man, my basically, okay, I was like what? I was an E2. He was like about an E6 or an E7. He said, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, like, okay, it's not like, you go work at some people with their job, people talk to them like that too. Like, it's not like you working at a job, like in the civilian world, people can't really necessarily talk to you like that. You a grown man, you got responsibilities. Everybody civically are supposed to act a certain way. When you're in the military, it's not the civic world. Your higher up is a higher up for a reason. It's a hierarchy. And yeah, definitely when you're in boot camp, as soon as we got off the bus, we was going into the base. Man, we was already on the base. Man, if you ain't say your number or whatever, your name fast enough or whatever, they gonna cuss your ass the fuck out. As soon as we got off the bus, they started cussing us out. And it didn't stop till we got out that motherfucking boot camp. And it calmed down. It started to calm down. So it's like, man, if y'all think a lot, you know what? A lot of y'all don't understand that it's like tyranny and war. It's men and of course women too that hold tyranny and war back to where you don't touch it and really like experience it. It's people that's on 24-hour shifts on call, monitoring and sailing the fucking 7 seas and all kind of shit to hold tyranny and war back from your front door. If you think because a motherfucker says some shit that you ain't like or something, wait till a motherfucker pull a gun out on your ass and tell your ass to do something you don't want to motherfucking do. Or do something that you don't want to be done and you can't do a motherfucking thing about it because you're a soft patsy that don't even believe in gun rights and don't really, you're anti-gun. So basically you're a fluff pillow waiting to be fluffed because you want to follow, the system. But the Constitution says you have the right to bear arms. No questions. No questions asked. But that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But anyway, I'm going to play this video we're, the black men we're dusty fucks that are broke. But again, one finger pointed back at you, three pointing back at you, one you pointing back at somebody else. That three is your insecurities about how broke you are. We're telling you, you obviously know you need a man. I've been telling you, I've been trying to get through to you, but you're suffering in silence and you're broke and you're trying to make a joke about it. You don't really want to talk about it seriously. So you're making a joke about it on TikTok. I saw nobody. I got a assignment for you. Find somebody actually telling a story, a black woman telling us true story other than a fucking 5 to 6 minute soundbite about why they're broke. Like really having a serious conversation about why they're broke and not just making a joke, a soundbite of 5 to 6 seconds about why they're broke. To make it a joke. That it ain't no joke. It ain't nothing funny about being broke. Shit ain't no goddamn, ain't nothing motherfucking, ain't nothing funny about being broke. Fuck out of here.
Gold digger. All I hear is I'm broke, 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 I'm super broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm jealous, I'm broke, I'm jealous. That's all that y'all are saying, but just with different words. That's all y'all saying. I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. I ain't got enough money to get the type of woman I want, so I'm bored and I'm mad, and I'm gonna talk about it with other men who are in the same boat because we're all broke. So
But you need men's money though. But we broke. Okay.
Let's go shame these women for having standards. Let's go shame these women for being women. Let's go compare ourselves to them and do some statistics over here and ask them what they broke.
Yeah, they hate they hate them stats, boy. They don't like them. They don't. Hey man, them stats are reality. That's reality. Like whatever you think in your head, that's gaslighting, that's all this other shit. The stats is reality. And I'm gonna talk about some stats, okay, that pretty much is coming, but the stats are reality. All this other shit, that's just it's some fucking shit that they try to play in your head. That's why I don't really, for the most part, I really don't, concern myself about what women do and all of that. Because the thing is that when it comes down to it, I understand on a level of me being quiet and understanding what's going on and taking advantage of it as I want, or if I choose, because I understand what's going on. I understand the stats. I understand how rare black men are, and I walk around and shit, obviously I get faces and stuff like, you're not, and it's like, I understand, okay, you got certain black women that's on social media. They have the favorite type of men that they like. They have the superstars. I might go in on that about what black women like. They have a certain particular type of guy that they like the superstar guy that everybody knows, the guy that's not so famous, that's online, and then the people that they know, whatever, that they went to high school with and all that, and then everybody else, some people they might like, some people they don't. But at the end of the day, it's like what I look at it as, a lot of it is based off of like having some type of like plentiful mindset about men, which is not true. It's not, men are not necessarily as plentiful as they think they are. I mean, in the sense that men that are of a certain caliber or quality is not that many men. So that's why it goes in the conversation of you kind of going where you are appreciated, and then that's it. And then that's it. You go where you appreciate, and then that's it. The conversation is over, but it's not over for them, because it's like, okay, you didn't give a fuck about me. And where, so I gave a fuck about me, and I knew my value somewhere else was more important. So that's where I went. So don't shame me for you having in your friends having this mindset that does not match up with reality, and based off of you thinking that men are plentiful and you not driving out of those chocolate cities, Chicago, Miami, whatever. And then seeing, okay, I go 20 miles south, down going towards the farms, and ain't no black people hardly. So then what? If I go around these people, I'm the only black person in town. Okay, I'm rare, damn. So what the fuck? Like, why do I think that, so many people are plentiful? And that's because these people are crunched up in these cities, and it gives you the mindset that it's like the fucking whole United States is majority black. If you come to Chicago or New York and you see all these black people, you think, damn, the whole country's like that. And it's not. It just, that's why people have not left their city or town. People that have left, they have a different mindset than others that have not left. You know what I'm saying? But let me play this.
Bring it to the table because we're comparing ourselves as men to women, because we can't compare ourselves to real men.
And I want you to notice how like all of these little jokes about being broke. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these are little snippets of women, just young and old, making jokes about them being broke. Like it's something that is just funny.
Who can get the actual women that we want? No, that would be absurd. We can't compare ourselves to a man that we don't feel like we should aspire to be. Instead, attack the woman because you're jealous. Not jealous of that man with money. You're jealous of the woman you can't have because you're not following the advice of that man with money. Okay.
I allow money to flow into my life.
I think the most unattractive thing a man could say to me after I pay for one date is, okay, big money. Big money. I'd rather chew my left finger off, because what did you think that was going to do? You thought that was going to make me amp it up, and that's like, oh, he called me big money. Let me really show him who's boss. No, brokey. Now you'll never get me to pay for another date again.
Because us women's is tired of y'all men's is always trying to blame everything on us. That's why we make these articles about y'all broke dusty asses. That's why it's y'all fault that we get pregnant, bitch. It ain't our fault. And all these pick-me mammy bitches like Danica Marie always trying to cape for y'all trash bag dusties. Us women's, we tired of y'all. And to you, Mr. MG, us black women's, don't even want to marry y'all anyway. We don't want to be bothered with y'all anyway. We signed out of marriage, nigga.
Second thing, a grown man don't need your help with his basics. A lot of you hoes don't know what to do with a man that already got his basics together. Meaning a nigga with a job, a car, his own place to stay. He takes care of his responsibilities to be able to feed and clothe himself. You hoes wouldn't know what to do with a nigga like that because you so used to them little boys that you got to take care of like a child. You used to being able to control and press a nigga and pressure them into a monogamous relationship with you based on you helping him with his basics. I done told you hoes, y'all think the nigga chose y'all. You go around bragging, act like the nigga chose y'all, but girl, he chose the Nissan. He chose to not be carless. That's why he stayed with your ass in a relationship where y'all so-called being monogamous, even though he low-key be wanting to fuck other bitches or probably already fucking other bitches. Somebody type on here, a grown man has his basics together. And a lot of you females, you done been with fuck niggas and pussy niggas and little boys so long, you wouldn't even know what to do with a grown man that showed interest in you, that already had this shit covered and is not trying to hide his flaws.
Ugly.
I allow money to flow into my life.
You ever been so broke? You ever been so broke you're not even sad about it no more? Like you just like, okay, I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Like
now I give her. I give.
Jealous of the woman you can't have.
I give old girl some credit. She was
money.
She was more. Now this chick right here. Hold on.
To flow into my life.
Now I get this chick. She was, out of all of the videos, she was more serious about it. Okay, to a sense where she wasn't joking. She wasn't like keying about it. It wasn't no, situation. Like she, and I've been there. Like, like you just don't dwell on it. Like, I mean, you dwell on it. Why worry to the point where, like, I do agree. Like, don't worry to the point where you gonna just, obviously you're probably already depressed. You're gonna get even more depressed. You're gonna be, kind of just, what I'm saying, like really bothered by. I mean, it's a process. Like you can get out of the process, kind of dwelling on it to a point where you feel sorry for yourself and all of that. I mean, that's okay to feel sorry for yourself, but I would say I wouldn't dwell on it all the time, because thing is that goes into like, that's gonna have you going into like trying to be a scammer and a robber and all of that. You just gotta have a plan to get out of it and just work that plan day in, day out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, this book I wrote right here, it definitely helps, with trying to save money and kind of like have a better life. This is, the reason why I wrote this book. And basically you save money and you give yourself a goal after each step. So I mean, she's probably, I would say again, more realistic. She's not necessarily making no joke about it. She's saying she's not dwelling on the fact that she's struggling financially. I respect that, okay, but most of the other chicks were definitely joking about it, and I didn't find hardly any black women. I saw other women, white women, Latinas. They were talking about how broke they are, and then they definitely had little funny videos. It's not funny, about them being broke. You know what I'm saying? Because I think there's just, you have to a certain extent, it's kind of like the 12-step program. You gotta, acknowledge you did something wrong and you have a problem and you need to, come up with a plan to get out of it. Like, people don't look at it like that, but you kind of have to if you really want to take it serious. In my humble opinion, that definitely works.
You ever been so broke? You ever been so broke you're not even sad about it no more? Like, you just like, okay, I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for gas. I don't know how I'm gonna, and I literally have a trip. I have a trip in a few months in December. Huh? I'm unemployed. I'm unemployed students. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for anything. I have no money. But guess what? It's gonna work out. Ain't got good, it's gonna work out.
It does. It usually, things do work out, especially if you are proactive, it does work out. You know what I'm saying? It if you believe it'll work out, it's gonna most likely work out. It's just like that. You have to wire your brain to think realistic, but if you say that you're gonna do something, you profess it and you do it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it gets done. This country is one of the richest countries in the world. I have to acknowledge that. And to a certain degree, again, I do think that I laugh at the fact that how rich it is to an extent. I don't take things too serious to the point where, I'm just this mad person that just take. No, I'm not. When I say I take things serious, I don't take it like, oh, I'm just this mad person. Money, just like, give me my money. Like, I'm not like that. Trust me. I kind of joke about, a lot of things going on. A lot of wealth is getting busted through. One of the things about the wealthy, a lot of the wealthy and poor are very much social. You got a lot of social deviance. and they, you know, a lot of them, and then it goes into they gotta, you know, off themselves because they've been living a lie, and they've, you know, been doing some pedophilia, some trafficking, Pizzagate shit, you know, and they gotta, you know what I'm saying, go somewhere and die real quick because basically they've been living some lies and been doing some things with minors and all of that type of stuff. And a lot of wealth is going to be extracted from these people that have been, you know, living lies and all of that stuff. And you know, wealth is created every day. Even in down times, wealth is still created, wealth is still there. So it's a lot of opportunity, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, the reason I laugh is because you don't want to be too serious about it to the point that you just, you know, stressing yourself out, because the thing is that you're supposed to get certain opportunities. You know, you qualify for certain opportunities, and somebody didn't like the way you look, or they didn't like your culture or race, and you know that, and you know that you qualify for certain things, and people make it harder for you because of, you know, the same thing. And of course, I talked about the historical element, and people still do that today. You know, people try to, you know, they play these racial things all the time. You know, it's still very much, all you gotta do is go on Twitter and you can see where all the racists are and what they talk about. Go on Reddit, what they really think, and occasionally they come out and shoot people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what to tell you, but you know, they're still trying to continue this thing on, and it's not working out that well. I'll just say, and things will be, you know, bust open. I'll just say, and it's not so much I'm talking about, you know, women or whatever. I mean, I'm just saying in the sense that the wealth, the wall of inequality, wealth inequality, I do see it busting open, you know, to a certain degree. If you know, that's how I look at it. But yeah, you don't want to be so you know, basically focused in on it to where you serious and your face is about to crack. You have a brain aneurysm. Now you don't want to be that focused on it. I laugh, man, sometimes too, because you know, I believe I'm gonna break this motherfucker wide open. I've already have. I fizzled it in a small way, and I'm gonna hit some serious cracks.
Oats.
So hungry I could eat at Arby's. Oh my gosh.
I really wish my brother stopped calling.
So you didn't see this, but yeah, basically this is what I'm talking about. You know, just a little clip, you know, talking about I'm so broke I can eat at Arby's, you know. You know, she's thinking about working at Amazon. So it's like, yeah, I mean, this little stuff, like, I think that's too much of a joke. Like, you know, and I know why they do it. The joke is supposed to cover up their vulnerableness. They don't want to really be vulnerable about it and really tell their story and go into detail. So they try and make it lighthearted, and joking is a way of making it lighthearted.
So hungry I could eat at Arby's. Oh my gosh.
I really wish my brother stopped calling me for money. I don't have it. I don't have $1 to give. I ain't got a pot to piss in or window to throw it out. And I damn sure ain't got nothing for you.
Go! Call me what you want, but you can't call me.
So she said, I'm broke, but I you know, my bestie has a pool and a big house, so I'm secondhand rich. Until your friend breaks up with you.
Broke money.
So hungry I could eat at Arby's. Oh my gosh.
Girl, let me hold something. I'll pay you back. It might take me about 44 more years.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much what I found, scouring TikTok. A bunch of people talking about, joking. So hungry I could eat at Arby's. How about Wendy's 4 for $4 or 5 for $5? I mean, that may be, what you need if you're gonna go there. But yeah, let's talk about some stats. Let's go to some stats here. We're gonna run some stats down. This is Black poverty rates. Okay, so percent of families in poverty, 18.5% is Black families. All of USA is 9.3. So Black people, obviously, they're not doing well, with poverty in America. Okay. And everybody pretty much, that's the consensus of what they think. When they come over here, even from other countries, they get taught to say, or they already know back in their country that Black people are the face of being broke in America, being in poverty. Because we don't take things serious and we joke. I mean, we get targeted too, but we don't like align together, form like Voltron, like we should, and just open up stores in our own neighborhoods and stuff. So yeah, we don't have any jobs. A lot of Okay, so as far as businesses, only 90% of Black female businesses basically, 90% of 95% of Black female businesses are basically just single ran businesses. Single ran meaning they have no employees. It just basically independent businesses. So they only hire about 5%. That's 5% of Black female business owners hire people. 10% black male businesses make up about 90%, and that are just basically independently ran, and then Black men hire at a rate of 10%. And a lot of times black men have, if they have just one employee, it's a Black female. And they might be hitting it. Like, the lead attorney, what I'm saying? He said when he was sniffing his raw, he had his paralegal under the table. But yeah, like I've hired broke story or whatever. When I had my store, I had a female sales rep or whatever, or clerk or store clerk, you could say, whatever. Yeah, I was in the back. I was in the back, you know what I'm saying? I was in the back hitting it from the back. Yep. The back of my store. Yep. Yep. That was it was a good time too. But yeah, the percentage of poverty again is 18.5%, 9.3% all of USA. With children under 18, 26.7. That's really, really high. That's basically Black teenagers with children, 26.7%. So a lot of homeless youth with children, 15% in all USA. So it's like basically a teenage pregnancy crisis. And it's a lot to impact with that. You could just do a show just on that, okay? And you go down that road, you're gonna go down some, you're gonna go into pedophilia and sexual molestation, all that shit. So married couples make up 6.7% of Black families that are in poverty. So it's black couples is like 6.7%, 4.7 all USA. Black families with children under 18, because there's places you can get married under, certain age groups like 16, stuff like that. So black families that is under 18, 8.7. As far as blacks, 6.4 all of USA. And female with no spouse is 30.6%. All USA 25.7. So black females with no children, no spouse is like 30% in poverty. So yeah, I mean it's working, it's some women that just they don't really they live with their mother, or they live with their grandmother and they don't work. They might be pursuing an art career, might be, going to college or whatever. And they, really don't have to work. They cool, they don't really bother their parents or their grandparents, and they just kind of like, are slackers or whatever. And they getting by, they sleeping in an RV across the country, all that type of stuff. Because one thing I will say, they're not really into work like that. They don't want to deal with all of that. So they don't have anybody else. So they just basically, they might have a boyfriend or two, I don't know. And then they just basically they kind of live in poverty and avoid work. Or might even work, because you can work and still be in poverty. I mean, you can just work. You can work part-time at Family Dollar and be in poverty. Facts. You work part-time in Family Dollar, that'll do it right there. Or Walmart, or a lot of different stores. With children, black females with children, under 18, 39.4%, almost 40%. That's where I got the 40%. And all of USA with children under 18 is 35%. So, basically, as you can see, it is not good when black women are by themselves with no spouse, and especially with children. It's very, very rough. Okay. Basically, the whole pointing and everything is them being broke. They are very, very broke. Black women are more broke than black men. Okay, we're better, obviously, together, but by black women by themselves, you can pretty much say it's probably a high probability, a 1 in 3 chance that they're broke. Most likely, if they don't have a spouse, a male spouse, they don't have a husband, safe to say that they're broke.
Dirty D. That's Dirty D, the dirtiest dude around. He handles all of corporate America's dirty work. Yo, Bad Bitty, how you be?
I'm bad, Dirty D. You're still dirty, I can see.
Let's deal, baby.
I'm better than all of you, and I'm not tolerating anything broke this year. I'm not tolerating broke people, broke thoughts, broke responsibilities, or anything broke.